Welcome to JGTCR. I'm Cope, and today we are tuning the Dodge Viper SRT GT3-R. Let's get into it. In factory trim, this Viper has some considerable pace behind it. However, it does suffer from some niggling issues that make it difficult to put the power down to the ground. The handling is fairly good, but it does have some sway to how it moves on the track. The steering responds well to our inputs and is sharp enough, but it can feel somewhat floaty for a race car. The power available works well for the combination, but it could certainly do with a bump to make it more fun. The power delivery is fairly aggressive in the higher RPM. This Viper appreciates some decent short shifting to keep the wheel spin at bay. The brakes work well enough for slowing us down, but again it seems a bit spongy for a race car. At the end of the day, what it comes down to is that it feels like they half-assed putting this race car together. Let's collect our time. 6 minutes 31.5 seconds. And now the race tune. Our tune is slightly out of sorts as our rear natural frequency is more firm than the front. But at this point, we're beyond questioning things, we just do what works. Due to our wheel spin issues, naturally we had ballast of 65 kilos at a ballast positioning of 26 over the rear wheels. As Biggie and Diddy once stated in their songs, "Mo power, mo problems," or something along those lines. This Viper got much more slippery on the tail end with only an extra 100 horsepower or so. And while our tune has done a decent job of getting rid of a lot of the wheel spin, there's still enough of it present to wreck our race if we're not careful. The handling is very stable, especially in turns. It can take quite a bit of punishment and heavy-handedness, but if we push that bit too far, it's game over, man, game over. The steering guides us through turns well with plenty of grip even when pushing, but it is a fine line between grip and slip. The power has had a minor bump, but its impact is quite heavy on the tail end. The power delivery is still considerably aggressive in the higher RPM. Short shifting gets us a lot more traction and better times. The brakes have seen a marked improvement. They are now solid and stable even under heavy braking, and also allow us to turn while braking without unsettling the car too much at all. Let's collect our time. Six minutes 15.4 seconds. Moving on to the drift tune. This Viper was all over the place when it came to drifting. Our differential settings were completely nerfed to try and gain control over the tail end. We also had to use 200 kilos of ballast over the front wheels at -35 to defeat some understeer we were experiencing. The remainder of our tune is fairly par for the course, so let's see how it performs drifting Suzuka. This Viper chassis is poorly matched for drifting in general. It fights us tooth and nail all the way. The handling is the best part of this Viper as a drift car. It does its job despite the rest of the vehicle fart-assing around. There is power aplenty just right for drifting, but unfortunately it fails to stick the landing. The power delivery is far too aggressive in any drift format we choose to use. The power comes on like a light switch and it's all or nothing. This makes the tail end of this Viper quite unpredictable. It will randomly kick aggressively in one moment and refuse to break traction in the next. To say that this Viper is frustrating to drift is an absolute understatement, because an indecisive drift car is no fun at all to drive. And that's all we have for you today, so until next time, keep racing!